Welcome to another episode of the Bird Herd for Redbird Esports. Today we have Nicholas Knack Flamini, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And of course, I got Max with me as well. So,
Uh,
Nick, yeah. So we were talking a little bit before, and yeah, you were telling us that now you're staff now at ISU.
Yeah, so I was a senior last year and was a student worker for about a year and a half. And then that job, luckily, once I graduated, became full time. So I'm on a year contract working with the school. So I get to stick around for a little bit longer and stay involved in esports, which is fantastic.
Right. So you're not on campus, but you're around basically. Is
Yeah, exactly. So I'm probably like 15 minutes off campus. So I'm still in the town at the end of the day. I'm like a earshot away, but I'm not
you're
living on Willow again.
You're a townie now. He's a
I'm a
townie.
townie, dude. Dude, when you live here over the summer for just like a little bit of time, you realize why the townies are the way they are. It's so peaceful.
yeah.
Everything
Oh,
is so
absolutely.
nice. And then college students come back and like your commute becomes like instead of 10 minutes, it becomes like 25 because Main Street in Willard is packed. It's
Yeah,
insane.
when I stayed here over the summer, I was like, "Oh my God, this place is amazing." And then August hit, and I wasn't getting any of my parking spaces that I had been getting, and I was like, "Okay, this place kind of sucks. Send
Exactly.
everybody back."
That is the best part about being staff. I think paying for a red lot pass is like such a nice premium. It costs more, but it's worth it. All the better parking spots during the week, and it's never full.
Oh yeah, I love it. When I was there, basically my first summer. Oh man, so much stuff happened that summer. So much stuff that I can't say out here, but definitely for another time. But yeah, it was definitely nice because I actually met a couple of the realtors down there because we happened to have a friend that lived at one of their complexes, and they're like, "Oh yeah, why don't you just come join us at the pool over at this other complex?" I'm like, say no more.
Uh,
Say less. I'm going. But yeah, they're definitely they're nice. They're peaceful. It's definitely one of the things that I definitely like. It's definitely not the case here. I got an annoying neighbor that has been working on his driveway for almost a month now because he does it at obscene hours, and I feel bad for all my neighbors across the street because it's right by them. And I'm like, come on, guys.
It's getting a little cold for that.
yeah, I was gonna say construction season's almost over, guys. Come on.
Yeah, but he doesn't care.
Exactly. Home improvement's home improvement. He's gonna get it done before it snows.
Fun fact, just because you mentioned this, when I was working construction for the city, winter felt like is the time that we got the most jobs in construction. Yeah, which seems odd. Obviously not for big buildings and whatnot, but just smaller things. I guess they it made up for what they couldn't do really.
Yeah, that's actually crazy because I have a friend who does skyrise construction up in the city as
Oh my
well now,
god.
full time. So it's like if there's rain or like a little bit of snow, he goes home, and so then he's once winter hits, he's just laid off until the next season.
Oh yeah, no, I know it. Those guys, because I was in electrical, so rain, even a little bit of rain, a little bit of snow, those guys are like, "No, we're going home."
Yeah, especially with electrical, you guys are handling like just such amounts of like voltage and power that can just destroy you if like one thing goes wrong.
How are we this off track already?
Yeah, well,
You're talking about construction
I
on a Redbird Esports podcast.
Hey,
Okay.
we're just
So CS:GO, obviously you are the faculty advisor for that.
yeah. So I am the faculty advisor for Redbird CS:GO. Right now, obviously, we can't do much, but we put on a tournament, I think, a week ago now.
I remember hearing about that.
Yeah, it went really well. It was a
Yeah.
lot of fun. And then doing the tech dev stuff for it as well. I had like a personal server under my desk that we ran the event from. So that was like a fun learning experience for me as well, just kind of messing with stuff. But yeah, they're doing really well. Two teams. I think our JV team is 2-0, and I actually don't know what our varsity team is right now. I haven't
Nice.
checked the results yet. I understand it's makes me a bad advisor, but I know that those guys are doing a bunch of stuff too outside of just the CSL league. But
So it seems like every week on this podcast, we somehow or the other lead back to talking about CS:GO, whether we want to or not. But tell me about it. How long have you been in that community, been playing CS, watching?
so for Counter Strike, I played I think like back in my junior high days, I bought Source because I was getting into PC gaming. And then when Global Offensive came out, I bought it like a month later. And I was in junior high. So the only thing I played was jailbreak servers, nothing competitive. I just played like basically Gmod game modes on Counter-Strike. And one thing led to another. When skins came out, I started playing competitive because that was the only way that you could get it. So then that's when I started actually trying to learn the game and climb it up. So it's been, I think I have my 5-year vet coin. I hopefully can get my like 10-year vet coin soon even. So I've been playing the game for a while.
That's pretty crazy. I'm not gonna lie. That's a lot of time in the game.
Yeah, no, 2K hours, and I'm still nothing compared to our varsity guys. Those guys are insane, and they've been playing like on a time scale shorter than me, but they're just leaps and bounds better. It's crazy to watch them go.
There's got to be times like that. Plus, at this point, you've got a job to do, and you've got this and that and on your plate. But it's always good to at least have a game to fall back and have some fun on. You said skins, and I don't think I ever told the story, but I spent 40 cents because I had like a key or something. So I spent literally 40 cents on Steam and ended up pulling a $700 knife. And I still have money in my Steam wallet.
Hey, that's how you do it, though. I had a friend who, when the skins first came out, same situation. He's like, I'm going to open up some cases. I'll stream it. We'll have a good time. And he pulls like a Karambit Forest camo, Forest DD Pat, back when they first came out. So he's like, all right, I'm going to sell this and make like $500 off of this. And then I'm going to buy more keys. And then he pulls a vanilla Karambit. And he's like, I'll keep this one. And has like money left over from it. And I'm like, this isn't fair. And we just all started sending him our crates so he could open them for us because we were just hoping that he was lucky at that point.
Not superstitious, just a little.
Exactly.
It's a little stitious.
I mean, Counter-Strike is one of those games that I would love to play, but I would have to have a 5-stack. Like, there's no way I'm solo queuing.
I agree on that.
I think I'd lose my mind.
People in solo queue will like tear you apart. And it's insane at the same time. But like, if you get a good 5-stack, it can be some of the funniest things in the world because they just don't care, especially like depending on your rank. Like I have a silver account that like if I play on that and everybody's super cool, like I'll just be dying laughing the whole game. But if there's like that one toxic person, it really kind of sours the mood.
I have a silver account
as
well.
play with you.
I have a silver account as well. It's called my main account.
Exactly. That's how you do it. Then you never have to have an alt, and you can always have fun playing Counter-Strike.
Silver's just crazy because, like, I have Prime, whatever, like the Prime matchmaking or whatever. Half the lobbies I get into, people are, like, spin hacking or whatever the heck it's called. And then, I'm getting smurfed and this and that. I'm like, oh, what the heck? How do people get out of this?
Exactly. Like, you don't. Like, that's the solution. You buy a new account, you replay your placements, and you hope. But
you hope for better.
Yeah, exactly. It's like when you like get placed bronze in League and you're like, all right, well, I definitely know I'm not a bronze player. I'm going to buy a new level 30 account and try again. Gets Iron 4. And it's like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, and especially with ranking, it's like I just got back into Overwatch because of casting, again, with that stuff. And they like everyone was telling me, they're like, oh yeah, when you played the game, how good did you get? I'm like, I played 2 seasons consistently, and I got plat in it both times. And I'm like, they're like, why did you try to get better? And I'm like, because I didn't care to be top 500. I'm like, this isn't COD. This isn't Halo. This isn't like any of the other shooters that I love playing. I'm like, this is just a fun game that I'm just like, all my friends were platinum. We liked having the 6-man stack essentially with that. And I mean, even now it's like, like if we have like 3 or 4, it's like we'll still go into games and stuff like that just because, again, it's a fun game. It's like CS. Like CS is actually okay. I know I bash on it a lot, or it seems like I bash on it a lot, but it's just one of those games that I agree. It's like you need to have like a 5-stack. I would have to work on my spray a little bit better in there compared to other games, just because it's just I don't know. And then it's like every other time I've gotten on, it's like, okay, I couldn't run the game back then because whatever update they did to like CS, it like destroyed my 760. So like even if I tried running it on low, yeah, good luck. it just wouldn't work. And I'm like, all right, well, I guess I don't play this game anymore. Once I built my new one, I'm like, oh yeah, I can play this. But it's like, again, it's it's not my favorite. Like I'll play it, but it's not like Fortnite or other games where I'm just like, yeah, these are skill based matchmaking, and yeah, I just can't with that.
Talking
Exactly.
about spraying, I saw a meme earlier, and I sound like such a boomer, like bringing up a meme that I
Oh
saw.
no!
But I
You're not me,
literally
so it's fine.
this is meme, and it was just like about Valorant. It was like imagine having to aim at the left hip to get a headshot. And I was like, that's true.
Yeah,
Like
like it's
Valorant spray patterns.
at least Valorant aiming is so much easier. Like the
It's a lot
highest I
better.
got in ESCA and like CS:GO matchmaking was like B minus, I think once, which isn't very good. But in Valorant, like in beta, I was able to get to like Diamond 2. And I was like, wow, this game's a lot easier. Like the sprays are simple. This is great. And I could just use like a brimstone ult and get like a 3-piece and take the site. And I was like, oh, I might
I,
not be able to be good at Counter-Strike, but I can definitely be decent at Valorant.
I thought I was a support player in video games for so long, so of course I picked up Sage immediately. And then I was like, wait, I just keep using the heal on myself. I don't think I've ever healed a teammate. I was like, I'm sure as heck not going to res anybody. So then I started playing Raze. Made a little bit more sense for me.
Exactly. Or you can be the battle sage where, yeah, you just heal yourself. You're so good that you'll never die in a game because you're not going to heal your teammates because you're just better.
It
And
was
that's how
weird.
you play it.
It was weird because I was playing Sage like an entry fragger where I'd drop like 30 bomb, a 30 bomb match. And then I'd be like, well, I didn't heal anybody. Sorry, guys.
It's like, I apologize, but I am on the top of the leaderboard.
Yeah,
so
I
it can't
did
be
most of
my
the
fault.
work. Yeah, I did a lot of work here, guys. But I do apologize for not resing you.
The early Valorant days before Sage got nerfed were fun. I like that.
I loved the beta. It was so good.
Agreed. Everybody was learning it, and now everyone kind of knows what's going on. Before it was just crazy.
Oh yeah, like I love it. Like I still play it here and there. Like I'll jump on, but it's like I think I like that more than CS, just because I still get the CS vibe, but then I get the Overwatch vibe with it, and like with all the abilities and everything. I'm like, it just makes me, I don't know, like I just like it that little bit better. But I'm also just like, I kind of want simple games like Halo.
Exactly. Like I have learned after working that I miss the days of like when there was just more casual games that had like huge player bases that were just really chill to play. Like Halo, Call of Duty, like they still exist, but like, hey, I want to play Halo 3 again. But Master Chief Collection did that for us. But like for the most part, I miss the days where every game was just chill and you were having fun compared to the hyper competitive sometimes. But that's only because I work now. When I was in college, dude, it was fantastic. I
Oh
could
yeah.
grind for hours on end. It didn't matter. But now I just don't have the time.
It seemed like time is fitting away. But
Oh
I don't,
no,
not quite yet. I mean, I'm still young.
you
I
both
could
are still
definitely,
young.
I could definitely see like responsibilities starting to creep up on me. And I'm like, don't like that. But
Yeah,
so,
you're not me who still has to go possibly have a meeting with someone after this conversation that we have because the client's like, oh, I couldn't call during work hours. I'm like, well, can you just call tomorrow? They're like, no, I want answers tonight.
no. This
I was
happens.
just like, no,
This
no, no,
happens
no. I'm
now,
like,
pal.
I'm like, either you call, I'm like, you just took the time to take a message now. I'm like, either I call you right now, or I'm like, I'm like, I can talk to you tomorrow. And he's like, and like after work tomorrow, I was like, that's fine. He goes like, okay, so maybe that might be the case, but I got to check my messages to make sure that he did that.
My question here is like, what's the long term for like your goals in esports, if there are any? Like, do you plan on trying to at least have like a small role going forward, or do you want to make it more of something you can do as a living?
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, both would be great. Like if I can stay involved in some way, that's fantastic. Like that's what I've been doing now, basically, where it's like I work my day job and then when I get the chance, like I help make the Discord bot and I'm trying to get some more projects for tech and digital development to do so that they can have these portfolio pieces at the end of the day. So when they have to go get jobs, they're like, well, hey, I did this for a club and here's like a deliverable that we actually made. So like being involved in esports, but almost helping with like, hey, you can do esports, but also like do like a bunch of professional development within it on get a job as a programmer that might not be directly related. If I could do that full time or in any way, then heck yeah, I think that'd be fun. Because at the end of the day, you're just kind of helping people out and doing some really cool stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really the tech wizard here, but like, tech and digital development, is that just like what you were talking about? I don't really know what that entails.
Yeah, so right now it's like a team of I think 5 people. Me and Blake are like the coordinators for it, and we just got some new people on, so we're trying to build projects. So like the Discord bot was like our big one, where we were kind of setting up a verification system for people to get in to make sure that they are ISU students, especially with our naming policy, just like for the sake of students' privacy. And then outside of that, like adding commands. So like we do the role reactions now. So like external bots aren't doing everything for the server. We're making everything in-house. And then for students doing that, it builds like these resume pieces of like, hey, this is like a practical way to take what you learn in class and actually make something with it. Because I know when I was a student, that was kind of like one of the things that I wish I had more of like, I don't want to make a boba tea calculator again in IT 168. I want to like make something that I can iterate on over and over.
Absolutely.
And kind of providing that for people.
No, that's really cool. I would not do well in that kind of job, but I do respect anybody that has that ability. I know how to build a computer, and that's about it.
Hey, if you can build a computer, you can build a very basic program. It's actually the daunting part is like understanding what everything means at first and like learning logic, but then after that, it's kind of smooth sailing. But like a lot of the courses like dump you in expecting that you would understand like how while loops work and like if statements, and not like going through that slowly, because once you learn that, you can kind of pick up with any language and kind of test the waters with it a little bit easier, in my opinion.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. I know what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, like I know certain things like with PCs, like how to build. It's more like software. Like I know some other things, like even my PC that I got this year, like I had someone else do it because I was just like, I don't really feel like just doing it. To be honest, I'm like, I'd rather have help than to be like, well, your motherboard failed for the 5th time now. You don't know why. It's just not working.
I had that same thing when I built my computer. I took everything home from Biker Center up in Westmont. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna build it tonight.
Dude, can we all agree that Micro Center is like the GOAT of all stores?
Yes. It's so nice. You just go in there and you can have a list of whatever you need and you can just find it. It's fantastic. Like I went in with my list and they're like, we don't have it all, but we have like this, and this to swap out and it'll work perfectly fine. And I'm like, awesome. Then you can go over and get like Raspberry Pis and all this other stuff. And they have just racks of keyboards. It's a fantastic store.
I think one of my favorite parts of that entire like store is when you pick everything out yourself, like all the parts that you need, you put them in your cart, and then some skinny guy in a tie walks over and slaps his commission sticker on every single thing that it's like, well, you didn't really help me, but I guess I'll help you out.
Exactly. Like I bought my motherboard and everything from them. So like I went home, I built it, and it's not posting at all. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me here. Looking at like the motherboard and it's telling me what's wrong and it's getting stuck on the CPU. I'm like, all right, well, I guess it's a dead CPU. Super rare, but I guess. Drove 45 minutes back up, drove back with a new CPU, and they swapped it out with no issue. It didn't post again. I'm like, all right, so the motherboard was actually fried. The motherboard tricked me. I went back and they were super chill about it again. They're like, you're back. And I'm like, yeah, it wasn't the CPU at all. I'm sorry. It's like, I need a new motherboard. So.
See, the last time I was there, I was helping my buddy build his PC. And I was not paying attention well enough, but like I was telling him what to do. And I was like, we got the motherboard and we're about to screw it into the PC. And I tell him where to put the screws and I'm not really watching him screw it in. And then, we get it all done. Everything's put together and it's not turning on. It's just giving me hell. And I'm going all through Google, losing my mind, just ready to pull my hair out. And I go to Micro Center and they're like, dude, there's a screw straight through the middle of the motherboard. I was like, oh my God. Okay.
It's like, how did you achieve this, man?
I looked over at him. I was like, dude, if it didn't fit, like, did you jam it in there?
Oh, you just take a big old hammer to it. It's there. It's fine. You just take the rubber mallet, just pound it a couple times, safely, just dent everything in the motherboard. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Like,
He pulled out
Think
some
about-
power tools when you weren't looking and just like screwed that bad boy in there. He's
Yeah,
like, it's getting through the PCB. I don't care.
Yeah, that's just no. That's just a no go. Like even like I know I'm just like yeah, that doesn't look right. I'm not gonna do that. And it was the last time I was in there. We so you know how they always love promoting their giant monitors. Well, we saw two different ones. We saw a giant, I think it was 72-inch projector screen that like was running everything in 4K. And then they're like, oh yeah, we also have the 72-inch monitor as well that's curved. That's also 4K. And I'm just like, then why are you putting the projector there? Like you don't need it. just go. I would just go buy the monitor. They're like, oh, the monitor costs more. Well, of course it costs more. Like there's too much tech in it, and that's fine. I still want it though.
Yeah, absolutely.
And with everybody working from home, you just call it a business expense. And it's like, I just had to get it for my optimal working efficiency. I'm sorry.
Exactly. You know, I could just move my 55-inch TV that's right next to me down and just be like, yep, just put that right stack there for that 72-inch curve, and it's good to go.
God. I'm just like thinking about how big that is. That's insane. Like use it for like race car sims, like those guys who have the battle station setups and all that. It's crazy.
Yeah, because we were actually to go all out on this one when I did this PC. I was literally gonna get new 4K monitors. I didn't have this mic then yet, and then I was gonna do like a new headset, which eventually I got replaced. So I now have the Quadcast. Now I use Bose wireless headphones for just gaming and everything because it's just easier, and I don't have to worry about an annoying cord plugging into my Quadcast and then gets bent over time, and then so something that should last me like 2 years is now gone in 6 months. Yep. Nope. I'm like, they're like, oh, you can just do the warranty. I'm like, I don't care. Like, I want stuff to work, and I don't want to be without something, kind of a thing. So, thank God for 2-day shipping.
Exactly. Amazon is a savior.
We do love Amazon, absolutely.
We were talking, and I know you're a part of Ren, so you do the tech and development too as well, right?
Yeah. So that was from before. So we do the Discord bot and then all the Twitch stuff for them.
Yeah, you guys are really on top of all of them.
Yeah, I mean, because I know I'm like, I always wonder, I'm like, did the bot not work earlier? Because I was just like, because I know someone was having an issue. I'm just like, is the bot not working? I'm like, no, I can't be that. It's probably just user error. I'm like,
sometimes.
Well, I know you would tell us if it went down. I think more than anything.
I don't have planned outages. This is I just turn it on and off when I need to, real quick. I'm not gonna lie here. Like sometimes, like I kind of like pay attention. I'm like, if I see people going through the verification process, I won't do anything, and it's usually me just like updating code. If it's like a big thing, I'll wait. But if it's like, oh, I'm gonna change like one little quick thing real quick, I'll like flip it on and off, and it looks like nothing ever happened. But if someone typed for like the 0.2 seconds I turned it off, then yeah, they're gonna see it. They're gonna see where I messed up right there.
I wouldn't even know. I'd be lost.
Gosh, the amount of people in the verification channel that you'd be surprised, like, will copy and paste the like example code that doesn't work because you have to put in your real stuff. Eventually, because like we would make it in a way where like it would save your code to like your email, so you would have to delete the file to re-verify. So I had to make it so if it sees that it is using like our example right now is esports@ilstu.edu, it will not send an email or make a file until you put in your real ISU email, because then I would have to keep going in and deleting files. So sometimes it's surprising how you don't expect things to break, and then sometimes they just do.
Yeah, no, I'd be lost. I think if I had anything to do with coding, something small would go wrong and I'd probably have a breakdown. I'd be like, I don't know what's going on.
Dude, that's how it feels when you're in like your higher level classes and like you waited all week to do your assignment, and it's like 2 hours before it's due and it starts throwing out errors, and you're like, all right, I have to figure out some way to get around this or I'm failing this class. And it's gonna be a challenge at the end of the day.
Man, I just remembered I'm the only one that's actually like in class here right now, and I was like, yeah, this semester's kind of just like hurting a little bit right now. Like, don't know about anybody else. And I was like, wait,
Yeah, 2 full-time workers right now. People out
Oh
of
yeah.
college.
I'm the peasant here. It's almost done.
Nah.
Almost done.
No, I mean
Not
you'll be
really.
fine too. I mean, there's going to be plenty of openings, especially since I mean this stuff should be hopefully done soon.
Yeah.
I'm hoping. You know, my joke in theory is always, oh, you know, it's going to go away after November 3rd.
We can
Yeah.
hope. We can hope. Like, at the end of the day, I'm ready to go back out. I want to go eat in a restaurant, but I just can't.
Yeah, I mean, we were doing it a little bit up here because again, my other office has other restaurants too, the South Side one, and we'll stop in like once in a while at different places. But we'll ask like, oh yeah, is it busy or is it dead? And they'll be like, it's dead. I'm like, okay, cool, we're coming in then. I go just get us a table and like sections us off so like no one gets in contact with us other than the waiter or waitress, and that's it. Just because I'm like, I just don't want to deal with people. One, I just don't want to deal with people in the first place in there because they'll recognize us and then they'll just be like, they'll want to like start a 30 minute to hour conversation. And just like, I'm here on lunch. I need to eat. Like, no, I'm sorry. Like, I love you guys, but no. But yeah, no, I do a lot more outdoor dining or I take out. Honestly, I think it's just a little bit easier and better and safer.
Oh yeah, exactly. As long as you're safe at the end of the day with like outdoor dining, like that's what matters. It had like I think how many months have we been going through
So
this?
since
Like,
March, so this is
Yeah,
7 months now.
yeah, like it's just crazy to think about. Like I graduated during COVID, and like we're still in it, and it feels like that was very long ago. Like that's a insane feeling.
Oh, absolutely. It's been a crazy year for sure. Like it's definitely had its ups and downs, but it's crazy. And I know that like as soon as I think like November 20th maybe hits, then like I can go home and just like cruise off the rest of the semester online. And oh man, I won't be in a major that I don't want to be in anymore. I keep telling myself after the election and after that, like life will get better. But I'll probably still be in gold in Rainbow Six Siege. So I mean, is life even really that good? No.
Getting out of gold in R6, at least when I played it a lot, was like the hardest thing in the world. You can be gold 1, tipping the barrier into plat, and there's just that one smurf or that one hacker that knocks you back down to gold 3. It is like the impossible like filter sometimes.
I love Rainbow Six Siege. I love Ubisoft. It's having a great season. My like seasonal KD right now is like 0.65, and I just don't care. I can't even like bring myself to play ranked right now.
That's fair. It's draining sometimes. So when I first joined the club, I played on the JV team for R6. And by the end of the season, I just realized I'm like, I can't play R6 anymore. Like that just drained me. Like trying to grind ranked and like also playing like in a competitive league. I'm like,
And
maybe I don't like R6 that much.
they're not fixing the problems of the game or anything like that. And it's just hackers after hackers, Smurfs. Like we're starting to see hackers now in unranked and quick match.
Ooh, like that's
Not
why?
just ranked. And then like they'll roast us because like we'll be playing as the ISU, like, our full 5 stack. Mind you, like we clarify pretty frequently that we're JV. We're like we don't represent really the school as a whole in terms of R6. But like they'll be like, oh, you guys are terrible. I'm like, you guys are literally cheating. What do you want us to do?
It's like one of you is spin botting and spawn peeking us. Like, what do you expect me to do here?
Guy, you're tracking me through a wall. I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Just break the game at that point. That's what I would do.
Exactly. Just be better. Easy.
I guess like I always go back to this like it's not as big of an issue I would say anymore with COD, or at least I don't see them as much in Warzone anymore. But there was a lot of bad. Yeah, in the beginning it was bad. It's like I literally could be like maybe 600 meters away, and a guy is beaming me while I'm spawning back in, flying down with an AR that falls off after probably 300 feet with all the range equipment. I mean, like you'd have to lead it so hard, and I literally spectated someone, and it's literally just they're just dead on aiming at me, and it's like headshot down, and it's literally like I think I was in the lobby with at that time. I think I was with Nate Shot. Not I wasn't like on his team, but like I saw he was in there, and I was streaming. I was like, oh hey, we're in the same lobby. He's like, all right, well, you stay away from me. I'm like, I'm not stream sniping. I'm leaving. I'm like, I'm just letting you know I'm around. and then I literally came back in. I'm like, I told him, I'm like, dude, there's a hacker in there. He's like, no way. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, just wait. So as you look at my screen and his screen, we're both spectating the guy, and it's just like, what the hell is going on here? Like, like, come on. Like, you're beaming a guy in cover all the way from over here. Like, it's just not fair. I'm like, the guy's in cover up there, prone on a building that's like probably a 20-story high rise, and you're still killing him. Like, it's just not fair.
No, yeah, it's a big problem right now. Obviously, don't have too much more time here on my end, but I was curious, Nick, what are you looking forward to coming up in the gaming industry right now? There are a lot of good games that are kind of on their way out. Cyberpunk obviously just got delayed again. No surprise there, but
yeah,
what titles are you looking forward to?
I was looking forward to Cyberpunk, and I saw the delay. But actually, what is it? Ghost Runner is its name. Just came out, and it's like a Cyberpunk game that reminds me a lot of Super Hot. So I've been playing that a bunch, and it's satisfying until Cyberpunk 2077 comes out.
All right, so Super Hot. Now that you mentioned that, is that the VR game?
Yes. So yeah, so it's in VR, and then they have just a desktop game. So I played that, and then when I bought an Oculus or I had a PlayStation VR, I played through it again, and it's such a fun game. That game is so well made.
I literally just got the Oculus Rift S, and everybody and their mother and grandma has told me to get Super Hot like immediately.
It's definitely probably one of the best ones. I'll say that because my buddy, who was also my old roommate, he has the PS4 version one. And it's just like, if there was like anything that could be like an aim lab for VR, it's literally Super Hot. I feel like just because it's like you have like perfect combos you can do. You can chain everything. Like you have like probably one of the more like simplistic things that kind of have to do too with it. It's just a very, like, I agree, Nick. It's a very well made game.
Yeah, like it's crazy. And if you get to play it in VR and not on desktop, it's an experience like seeing like in slow-mo, like the bullet time from the Matrix, it just coming straight at you and trying to figure out a way to dodge it. That it's a really cool time for the price tag. And if you just got VR, highly recommend picking up Pavlov. Simply for just the shenanigans of it.
You better bet. I've been on Pavlov, dude. I've been on those TTT servers.
Ooh, I've been playing the the like big game servers where they'll like port over the CS maps, but it's like 20v20, so it's just absolute chaos through and through.
I would love hysterical. Because like my friends just describe me as like not good at video games, but good at creating content with video games. Because I just meme, and then I play Rainbow Six and try and be sweaty with it, but I suck. It is what it is.
You're gold. You're better than most of the average.
I'd like to. I've got a few plat charms under my belt, but the season's been rough.
Hey, if you hit plat, then you are better than majority of R6 players. Like, buy a Smurf, play at bronze elo, and then you'll realize it's like, wow, I am not bad at this game. I'm pretty good.
I have an alt account, and you can play the newcomer playlist until you're level 50. Now, I highly discourage that. I am not one for that. You know, the people that are there are usually new players, and if they get crapped on immediately, they're not going to keep playing. But one game, I got one game in and went like 23. I was just like, I was having the game of my life. It was awesome.
It's actually like, if you go into this playlist smurfing and like you have the mindset of like helping them, I think it's okay. But yeah, if you're going in just to be like, all right, I need the ego boost. I just lost my plat rank up. I'm gonna go have some fun in the newcomer playlist.
No, at that point I just get off of Rainbow Six Siege because I'm like, there's no fun to be had in this game right now.
Exactly, because it's like, especially if it's in overtime, I feel like with R6, like when it just says heartbreaking defeat up there, and you know what you're like, how much elo you needed, it's just like, It really is. It really is Ubisoft. Just like close out the game. Just go lay down for a little bit. Take it easy.
Yeah,
it's difficult.
that's me with League. Like it's like you play ranked for so long. It's like I've been literally just doing it right now solo, where I'm digging myself out of. I dug myself out of bronze into silver. I'm digging myself out of silver into gold. I'm already pretty much almost gold in flex, and it's literally my team that I coach. When I had the sub in, like just to practice, like to get flex games in, it's just like, oh yeah, we're at a like 8% win rate right now on it. I'm like, why aren't I gold yet? Kind of thing. So it's just like, yeah, I it's something that our one of our lovely heads in our esports here would say is the wise Jack Fox, or Red Fox's name, but Jack Fox is what we love calling him. If you just play the game more, you'll get better. So it's true, at least with League. If you play more, you'll understand your matchups better, all that stuff and everything. But yeah, I'm just like, come on. I'd love to be that. I'm like, I could be plat and everything else, but League, I just can't.
All right, I got a question here.
All
Do
right.
you either of you have a friend or friends that are just absolutely sure he says that are just absolutely like gifted in every video game that they touch?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I've got a buddy and he plays pretty much the same games as me plus like League of Legends, right? I haven't seen this kid play League in such a long time. I know he used to like it, etc. He like kept up with it but didn't really play. He did his placements in his like low diamond and I was like, buddy, you do not reflect the hours shown to be in diamond right now. Like, that is insane. And, like, he'll come into Siege and he'll top frag, you know, just drop 15 kills or something. Like, he is nuts at everything he does.
Yeah, it's crazy because there's a lot of people that's just like, I have, let's see, two guys that are basically pretty much always, like, they end either high plat or diamond in League. They are usually in the tops for Halo. We literally did something the other day. What were we playing? I can't remember. It was no, we weren't doing shooters. It was one of my buddies is like really good at just like, you know, like the strategy games. Like he's one of the top like people that can like clear the map the fastest. Just like based on like he looks at where he's at, like for we'll just say Civ 6 is the example. He can literally look at Civ 6 with any character and will basically just go, all right, I'm going to go whatever victory I want, gets it within like almost like a record time. And it's just like insane because he just knows how to micromanage and macro everything. And I'm like, why can't you teach me this?
Yeah.
So like I can implement this in other games and different things and stuff like that. So
yeah, no, I have a friend who's really into, or he was like insane in quickscoping in Modern Warfare 2 back when we were kids and like played. I feel like, were any of you guys into like that whole like trick shot quickscoping thing back in the day?
I still do it.
Not really.
All right. He was in,
I still
like,
do it, God.
He did like YouTube videos with Dare and all these other clans, and then like when League of Legends he got into, he I think peaked in Master for jungling, and like then he would just get alt accounts sometimes because he's like, all right, I kind of trashed my elo like trying to learn new champs because he was a one trick at the time, and he would just get a new account, play placements, and be diamond within the end of the week, and I'm like, how is this fair, man? And it's like it's like I started playing at the same time as you did, and the highest I've ever been is gold 4. Like, this is ridiculous. And then my other friends also got to diamond. I'm like, I'm just really bad at League. I think I'm just better at FPS as I'm learning slowly but surely.
Yeah, I knew that from the start. I was like, no way can I. There is a lot happening. Like, I don't, not for me. I just want to click head and, you know, point and tap.
Exactly. If I can go pew pew, then it's like, all right, I can just rely. I can get to a proficient level of just aiming. I don't have to use my brain. I can just run around and left click, and I'll be okay. But in League of Legends, you just get punished for that.
Yeah, League is very unforgiving, especially like in TFT for teamfight tactics. Like you could literally be just like playing the most meta comp, and you could ascend yourself from bronze all the way up to diamond, no problem or anything. I'm not I'm not specifically calling out a certain person in our league club or anything, but yeah, you could definitely do that. And then once the meta changes, it's just like, all right, well now where do I go? Because it's just like, and then you just see like, and if you don't get the comp that you need, it's like, well, if I'm at bottom, was it 5 and 8, like 5 through 8, you lose elo. If you're 4 through 1, you usually gain elo unless you're diamond. Then it's 3, 2, and 1 gain elo. Literally watch the kid go to pretty much diamond and then demote back into plat, and then now he's like, yeah, I'm getting back there. I'm like, yeah, but we can't do our cheese comp that we've been doing for the last 3 weeks or anything like that, unless you're a smart person and play on mobile and don't update your game. Then you're on the old patch still, because there's still a lot of people that don't update their game and can still win that way.
That works. That's actually amazing. It's like you can look at the patch notes and be like, I don't think so. I don't want to play that.
Not for me.
Yeah, that's a no for me, dog.
It's like, I don't want to play this. I'm going to play the old version of the game and still get to diamond. That's actually crazy that works that way. Like, I played TFT early on, and like the highest I got was like gold, simply on the fact that I just spam Jinx. And I was like, well, she's broken. Jinx Draven, I can win games this way. I'll just spam this comp and get enough elo so I can get like whatever rewards they give out. And that was my way of making sure I got like the cool little legends that they gave out.
Yeah, no.
Oh yeah, I love it right now. So the one guy is called Chonk, and it's just a chonky little legend, and it's basically think of Snorlax. You're walking around as Snorlax essentially in the game, and his emotes are great. He makes music by slapping his stomach, and it sounds like a drum the whole time. So it sounds like he's drumming the whole time. There's a dragon that's got the guitar and everything like that with the new Little Legend series, and it's just, oh my god, it's so great. There's so many versions of it too, and I'm like, I just want them all.
I was gonna say I need to start playing League again or TFT again if that's a Little Legend that you can get. That's fantastic. I love Snorlax, so that's great.
Like I said, it's literally called Chonk. And yeah, pretty much all the league guys, when we play TFT, at least we always have Chonk on, because it's so cute. It's so cute that the emotes on it are just too cute. Like, it's perfect. Like, even if you're out of sync, like with the Chonks, like doing your drum snare with it, you can actually get a different beat, like get a different sound out of it, and it's like, oh, I kind of like this. And it's also goes off beat. It's like, oh, I like this even more. so it's definitely, I love it. Like Max, if you ever want to like not play League, but you want to like understand like some of the concepts, it's definitely TFT. TFT is like one of the most simple, fun, chill games that I'm just like, if I don't want to play League or I don't want to like play WoW or anything else, like, I can just boot that up, play that, and it's so simple and easy.
All right, that's good to know.
I was gonna say, let's wade into the League universe if you don't want to play regular League of Legends.
All right, bet. Sounds good. Well, I am just about out of questions. Gig, you got anything else?
No, the question that I brain farted on, you asked, so I'm good.
Ah, nice.
So, but other than that, yeah, no. I just want to thank you, Nick, for joining us today and taking the time out of your busy schedule to talk to us and everything.
Oh, thank you guys for having me. It was a great time.
Yeah, I'm glad that you had a good time. We try and make it pretty chill, pretty fun here.
Pretty welcoming as well.
Absolutely. But if that is all that we have for today, I'm Saxy Maxi, joined with Gigatron and Nicholas Flamini, telling you good night, and we hope you enjoyed.